Hello, I'm Chris Crawford, and I'm going to do a little video on how I make washers, stainless steel washers to go into my folders. Now, I put a tutorial online a few years ago, and my methods have changed a little bit. When I came out with my slip joint video, they had changed slightly from the online tutorial, and since the slip joint video, they've changed a little bit as well. And so that's what we're going to take a look at now. Well, first of all, let's talk about the material that I use to make my washers. I use 1/5,000th of an inch stainless steel shim stock, and I think in the tutorial online I was using razors, double-edged razors, because they're about the same. I think they're actually 6/1000ths of an inch, and prior to using razors I was using shim stock as well, but I think I did the tutorial online using the razors just because I figured they'd be the easiest to acquire. But this is some shim stock that I bought a long time ago. It's just, I guess it's like feeler gauge shim stock or something. I'm not sure what it is. And you can see I've punched some washers out of it. This is all that I have left. So when I went to Fastenal to try to get some more, I originally got this from somewhere else, but I went to Fastenal to see if I could get some more shim stock. And they didn't have it like that, but what they did have was this stainless steel shim stock. It's a big old roll, you can see there. Let's see, 5/1000ths of an inch thick. This is 6 inches wide by 50 inches long. So, I mean, this right here is going to last me forever. I mean, I don't think I'll probably ever need to get any more shim stock. But what I did is I just took some scissors and cut a piece off like this because it's easier to manage. And so this is what we'll be using. For punching the holes, I bought this 9-piece punch and die set from Harbor Freight. I can't remember, I think maybe it was about 40 bucks or something like that. But it's a pretty good set. What it comes with is a plate that has different size holes and some kind of plexiglass on top with a, I'm guessing this is stainless steel bottom to it. And then it also contains various size punches. Now, if you're wanting to work with 1/8 inch, like say you were using 1/8 inch pivot pins, so you need your hole to be 1/8 inch. Well, it's simple enough. This goes down to 1/8 inch. And so what we would do is we would put our shim stock in, slides in like that. And I can put my punch in. And let's see, one of these sides is sharp and the other side is kind of rounded off. So put in my sharp side and then just wham, whack it with a hammer real good, and it's going to punch through. Now, I don't want to do it on my granite plate. I'll move it over to this little piece of stainless here that you can tell is kind of marked up from doing punches and different stuff, or I'll just punch it directly on the bench. But anyway, that's what I could do for 1/8 inch. So if I had an 1/8 inch hole, I could do that. And so once my hole is centered in there, or punched like the smaller hole, well, in fact, let me just do it. I don't know if this will be in frame. I think it will be. Let me just put it over here. Just like that. And so now you can see I've got my punch. Now I did it a little bit, I actually did it way too close to this other one, but for the purpose of showing this, it won't matter that much. Alright, so that's 1/8 inch. Say I'm going to go up to, maybe I'm going to do a 1/4 inch washer. So I'll get my 1/4 inch one there. Let's see, actually I've been going a little bit bigger than that. Let's see what I've been going with here. Looks like 5/16. That's what I've been going with there. But I'm probably going to go with a 1/4 inch right here since I'm so close to this hole. So I can actually punch a good washer out. It's not going to be much of a washer. Actually, let me just go one bigger. Now, the difficult part about this is going to be getting it lined up. So what I'm going to want to do, just going to go in that one. What I'm going to want to do is make sure that I get that hole directly in the center of where I'm going to punch. And so, you know, I guess you kind of just eyeball it. Get it in there close as you can. Make sure I got the sharp part of the punch. Get it on there. All right. Now if I can dig it out from the bench here. So there it is. So there's my washer. Now the problem with this is that it's a little bit offset. So you can see it there. The hole's not really in the center. All right, that's one issue. Now the other issue that I have is that sometimes these things don't want to come out. It's best just to push them on through. The other issue that I have is that a lot of times on my folders, I'm making holes that are 3/32. So I don't have a 3/32 punch. Now there's a couple of things I could do. I could go ahead and just take like a 3/32 inch drill bit, sharpen one end of it, or really just square off one end of it. It's not a good example. Square off one end of it and make me out of metal, like drill a couple holes and kind of make my own die and do it like that. But actually what I found with this stuff here being so thin that I could really just take it and drill a 3/32 inch hole in there. So let's go over to drill press and we'll drill this out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is my Harbor Freight mill drill. I've got a 123 block set up here. Got my 3/32 inch drill bit, and I'm just going to put a piece of G10. I think this is G10. Use my card or wood, whatever. I just wanted something that's going to be solid underneath it, so when I drill through it here. So let me go ahead and drill. I may kill the sound on this part of it on the video just so it won't be loud. But anyway, here I go. Alright, so I went ahead and made several holes. Now I want to make sure that they are going to be, easy enough for my pen to go through. So I'm just going to turn the drill press on again and just kind of go in here and just waller them out a little bit. Alright, now let's go back to the bench. Alright, so here's my holes, and this is just a 3/32 inch pin. It's really a shank from a drill bit that I broke off, so I'm just going to test fit this. So it's kind of tight, but that's okay. It'll go in and out. It goes in and out of that one pretty easy. Yeah, it goes in and out of that one. A little tight on this one, but not too bad, not a big deal. Actually, probably get in there and do that a little bit and loosen up. Like I said, this is 5/1000 of an inch, so it's thin. I mean, it's pretty sturdy, but anyway, it makes good washers. All right, now I have my hole. So again, I could do like I did before, where I could put it in here and then try to get it lined up. Try to get the hole in the center. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then try to punch it like that. Instead, what I've done is I've made several little punches. Now, I just took some, I guess this was high carbon steel. I don't even know what it was. It was some kind of rod or something, but oil hardening. And I'm not real good on the lathe, but I put it on the lathe and I measured and I turned down, as you can see, just a little tip right on here. All right, so this is one for, let's see, I think this is one for 5/16, and I think this is one that I made just like it, and this one is for 1/4. So if I have a knife where I need a little bitty washer, I can use this one. If I have a knife that I need a larger washer, I can use this one. Now what this allows me to do is, because it has that little nipple end on there, is I can get the hole lined up perfectly in the center. For instance, let's do this first one here. Whoops. Get my stock in there. And then all I have to do is get this bigger one. Move it around until I get it. There it is. Did you hear it click in? All right, so now that little nipple is in the hole and it is lined up in there. So I'm going to put this on my bench, adjust the camera a little bit. All right, my washer's stuck to it. And there it is. Uh-oh. I don't know if you can see that better. And so now I have me a washer, stainless steel washer, 5/1000ths of an inch. It's got a 3/32 inch hole in it, and it is 5/16 inch, I guess, in diameter. So that's how I make it. Now, one last thing is with this punch, I left it kind of large on this end, so it's not going to punch all the way through. And because of the direction, it's really wanting to just go that way. It's hard to drive it back, so I pull it back. So I made this little tool here, and basically this is just another little piece of that rod. I cupped the end so that it can go over the little nipple piece without damaging it. And I can basically put this, I don't know if I can hold it right here and show, but basically I can put this over my vise, hit it like this. Actually, that's working right there. And then drive my piece back out. So there you go. That's how I make my stainless steel washers for my small folders using 5/1000ths of an inch stainless steel shim stock, a Harbor Freight punch kit, and a couple of custom punches.